Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program Career Mode, the long season. Specifically, this is KSP 0.90. That's right. After spending an entire day working on it, I have successfully managed to move the long season into 0.90. And so we will now be continuing with the latest and greatest of KSP. Now, let's see. In our crew roster here, we have Aldous Kerman as our next pilot available. We have Kermie Kerman, who has been detained for questioning somewhere deep in the bowels of the Space Center, and we don't expect to see him again for some long time to come. And so, I'm going to stop over here to contract facility. Let's see, plant a flag on the moon. I think we can do that. We'll take that one. And let's see, science data from space around Kerbin. That's easy money. And we like easy money. Let's see. Test the OKS habitation ring landed at Kerbin. Again, easy money. Visual surveys of the moon. Okay. EVA reports and surface samples from various locations on the moon. I'm going to assume they're all fairly close together. And so perhaps we can get that taken care of. So I'm going to go ahead and take that contract as well. And what's this one? EVA reports on the surface and a crew report in flight above this area here. Get 10 years to accomplish it, so we'll go ahead and take that one as well. All right. Okay, so that's plenty of contract for right now. And let's stop in here and let's see. The OKS habitation ring at Kerbin landed. Okay. Wait a minute. LV1R liquid. Yeah, we got to test this one too, so. The habitation ring. All right. There. And the LV1R, I'm going to attach that to the launch clamp and then scale, turn the thrust all the way down. Okay. That should take care of a couple of contracts right there. Excellent. All right. To the launch pad. Wait a minute. Let's check our... All right. Okay. First, get the engine tested. Now that's really odd. I know we had the contract to test that, but I'm not seeing it in the list here. Okay. Run test. Okay, that's taken care of. All right. Recover. And you can go away. I could have sworn there was a thing that required that particular engine to be tested. Which is, of course, why it was highlighted. Okay. I'm going to check the contracts again back at the contract facility. All right. It turns out there is not a contract for that item to be tested, so I don't know why it's highlighted over here, so we're just going to go on. We've got our basic Mycroft launcher. It already has a Kethane survey unit on there. I'm going to add a little something else. Yeah, here we are. We'll do a purchase entry of that. An entry purchase. Right over here opposite the Kethane unit. There. A magnetometer for scanning for carbonite deposits. All right. Control groups. All right. Can we action group this one? Yes, we can. All right. And we've got nav lights on action group 5. Good. Plant a flag on the moon. Science data from space around Kerbal. Visual surveys of the moon from 2 different contracts. See how much of that we can do. All right, and our pilot is Aldous Kerman for this trip to the launch pad. All right, so let's just set this up. I've got the distinct feeling I've left some things out of the flight stats menu, so I'm going to have to add to that. And I've noticed that there is a change in the Smart ASS menu. We now have plus and minus controls for angles, and this is great. The old 1.9 version of MacJeb's controls used to have something like this, and I'm so glad to see it back. All right. So, without further ado, liquid engine throttle off, and let's get this show on the road. A little shaky on the liftoff, but not bad. Things get better though. Ditch the boosters and light the main engines. these things are cooked up by the R&D people after the last mission to the moon revealed the presence of materials that could be useful. And so these devices are intended to scan for concentrations of these things so that we can do something along the lines of using them later on. Okay. Range for a circular orbit. Or thereabout. Well, that's pretty good. We don't need an alarm for this one. We're almost at the good time to burn. T-minus 24 seconds. And I'm going to go a little bit early because this stage is just about dead, and its Wildcat 5s will not be available. So we'll go ahead and start up now. The one restriction we have now is that because the ship doesn't have an SAS module on board and Aldous Kerman is a scientist instead of a pilot, we cannot use SAS, which is why I'm very glad we have Smart ASS instead. Let's see, stage recovery is doing its thing. Let's get the science data from space around Kerbal. Transmit. One contract completed. Okay. All right. Definitely will need a course correction, but that's a good start. Ferry after 17 kilometers. Not bad at all. We have another part recovered. All right. And I'm starting up early again because this stage is almost depleted and the one beyond it has a much smaller engine. All right, our burn is completed, and now I want to make a correction burn here. Probably about here. Let's focus on the moon. Okay, it does put markers out there to show where these locations are that they want flybys and landings and such like. Okay. Alright, great. Okay, meanwhile, a little bit of outward radial, I believe. To give us a survivable periapsis. And some normal to incline the orbit. Pull the periapsis back in. And I think that will do very nicely. That'll give us a good orbit for doing a scan survey of most of the moon's surface. And it will only cost 11 seconds of burn. All right. Go ahead, time warp up to that and get that burn done. Kill rotation. And go. Kill the maneuver. And I'm going to put another one here just so that I can do this. Yeah, perfect. That is exactly what I want. Okay. Next stop. SOI change. Okay. Let's drop a maneuver here at periapsis. And yes, we're going to be coming in, it looks like a retrograde orbit. Well, let's see, wait a minute. Inclination 143 degrees. Yes, this is going to be a retrograde orbit. But under the circumstances, we don't care. That looks good to me. 32 kilometer periapsis, nice and inclined. 1 minute 11 second burn. So we set the alarm, I'd say for about 30 seconds. No, about 40. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to come around that side. Alright, and now we're breaking into moon orbit. Alright, looking good. With ample delta V to spare. There we go. We have a 49 by 47, no, a 49 by 30 orbit. Okay, excellent. We'll leave kill rotation turned on. We have ample battery power, so the torque mechanism can keep things lined up, and we'll just point the ship orbit normal. And then action group 3, and the scanners are now active. All right. I need to check on my menu settings here. Because the Kethane module should be showing the option to turn on the resource grid, and I'm not seeing it. Alright, I got the problem solved with the Kethane scan map. Apparently the control for it, well, this is a unofficial Kethane build for 0.90 compatibility, and it's not quite 100% spot on, but going into the tracking station, the control for this shows up on the toolbar down below here. You can turn it on, and then you've got this out here where you can see it and do something with it to turn the overlay on and off, and switch from Kethane to ore. Where kethane is green, the ore is showing up kind of an orange color. And so, Aldous Kerman is now going to spend the next several days, it seems, orbiting the moon and getting as much of this region of it scanned for both kethane and ore deposits as possible. And from there, he will then see about some landings at some of these sites for the money shot. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.